Welcome to the testing world. In this session, we are going to understand methods in detail. As we know, methods and functions are same in Java. So if we are calling functions or method, that is same. So in previous sessions, we have seen like how we can create functions, how we can call them by creating the object of the class. Now I'm removing all these packages. I'm going to start from scratch. So as of now, I have a Java project. Inside the project src, I'm going to create a package with the name testing. Here in the testing, I'm going to create a class, and the name of the class I'm giving A. Now I want to create a method. I just want to display something on the console. So we have seen like we are writing public void and method name I'm just giving hello. System.out.println, so I'm using shortcut like syso control space, and I'm saying like this is hello method. We have already seen like we can create multiple packages, so I'm going to create one more package giving the name calling. The package name I have given calling. So we have a calling package. Inside this calling package, I'm going to create a class with the name Jed. Here in this class, I'm going to create a main method. So that is main control space yes. Now I want to call the method which is hello. So to call method, first we need to create the object. That hello method belongs to class A. So we need to create the object of the class A. A obj is equal to new A. Again, it's going to show error like because this A belongs to a different package. So click on this error, select first option. So it will import the class, and now you can create the object. So here we can see we have created object. Now we want to call method, that is hello. So everything is fine as of now. If we call it, we are able to call it successfully. Now we need to create one more method which is going to sum two values. So I'm moving to the class A, creating method like public void sum. And here in the sum, I'm declaring two variables. So we have already seen like we can declare variable on the class level like here. So one variable I'm declaring on the class level and giving value 10, and one variable I'm declaring in the method level giving value 20. So here we can see we can declare a variable on the class level or on the method level. Variable which is declared on the method level means inside the method, that is called local variable, means this B variable can be used in this method only because it's a local variable. This A variable is declared at the class level, so it is called global variable. This global variable can be used in complete class. So if you want to use your variable in the method only, then we can declare all the variables in the method only. And if you want to use the variable in the complete class, then it's the best practice to declare variable on the class level. So here I want to use these variables in the method only, so I'm declaring both the variables in the method. I'm giving A is equal to 30 and B is equal to 20. I want to use one more variable C, or I'm giving the variable name is sum result and A plus B. So whatever the result, whatever the sum of A plus B is stored into the sum result. And now I want to display this sum result. So we have created one more method which is sum, in which we have declared two variables. We are adding the value of these two variables, storing into a new variable and just displaying it. Now I want to call this sum method. So moving to my Z, here we already have this object of the class A. We just need to call method. So I'm calling method sum. Running it, and here we see we are getting 50 because A is 30, B is 20, so A plus B is 50. So that's the simple method that we have created. Here we have created a method without argument and return type, means simple method which is not taking any input and not returning any value. What does it mean by the argument or return type? We are going to check it in next few minutes. So I'm moving to my method. Now I want to make this sum method bit flexible, means as of now every time when we call this method it's going to result 50 because we have declared this A and B inside the method. Like whenever we are calling, we are getting the sum of these two variables. You can make this method more flexible, so I'm removing these A and B from here, and while creating the method we can define like what all the input you want. Like the sum method is saying like we want two variables, int A and int B. So you have declared two arguments. So you have defined two arguments. One argument is A and other argument is B. Both the argument data type is int. So we have declared two argument A and B with the data type int. Now whatever the data is coming to A and B, this method is going to sum the data. Result will be stored in the sum result and it is going to display that. Now we have a method with some input, or we can say arguments. While calling, so I'm coming to call this method obj.sum, and here it shows like we need to pass two inputs, two integer type inputs. Just select this. What is the first input that you want to give? So I'm giving 100. And what is the second input you want to give? I'm giving 200. Running it, and it is displaying the result 300 because we are passing two inputs. You can change this input, like I am passing 2000. So this time I'm getting result 2100. So 2000 plus 100 is 2100. So now we have created a method which is taking some inputs, or we can call it arguments, from user. User means the person who is calling that method, and performing its action, which is sum over here, on the input values. So whatever the input which is coming, what are the argument values which is coming, it is using that values and perform its calculation. So here the calculation is addition and displaying the result. So here we can see first function that we have created without argument and without return type. The second function we have created with some arguments but no return type. What does it mean by the return type? We are going to check in the next couple of minutes. But as of now we have created a functions with some arguments. Arguments means we are getting some values from the user. Now I want to create one more method. So I'm creating a method like public void sub, and I'm taking two input from the user, and I'm creating a variable which is sub result and is equal to A minus B, and whatever the result I'm going to display it, sub result. Now I want to call that subtract method, so I am just removing this line, and now I want to call subtract method. So obj dot sub method, and here we need to pass two values. So I'm passing 100 and 20. So it is going to result, it's going to display 80. So now we have a two method which is taking some inputs and performing action on that. Now I'm taking example like I want to perform a calculation like 20 plus 50 minus 30. So this calculation I want to perform. In this case, you can see the result of addition will be used in subtraction. So now the addition result, I'm not going to display it. We are going to use this result in subtraction method. So I'm coming here, some result I want to use in subtraction. So in that kind of scenario in which we want to use a result of one method in another method, in that kind of scenario, I don't want to display result. We are going to return whatever the result. So I'm writing return some result. So we are getting two inputs. It is performing addition on these two inputs and just returning the result. Because we are returning a result, this sum result is integer type. So as of now, we have written void. Void means we are not returning any value. We are just taking inputs and performing action. Void means we are not returning value. But here in this time, I want to return something. What is the data type of this sum result? Data type of this sum result is int. So on the place of void, we are going to write int. Means I'm going to return a value which is integer type. Now coming to my calling class, here we have object of class A. First, if we see our problem statement again, so I want to use addition result with subtraction. So obj.sum, and we need to pass 20 and 50. So I'm passing 20 and 50. This method is going to return an integer value. We can see it over here. This sum method is going to return an integer value. So here I'm declaring a variable with the name z, and whatever the result which is returned by the sum is stored into the z. Now I want to call subtract method. So subtract, and in the subtract we need two inputs if we talk about our problem statement. So first input is a result of the sum. The result of the sum is stored in this z. So I'm passing z, and the second is 30. We can see it over here, like second value was 30. So now we are using the result of the sum in, we are storing the result of the sum in z and using that result in subtraction. Result of the subtraction I want to display. So here you can check result of the subtraction we are displaying. Here result of the subtraction we don't want to reuse, so we are not returning the value. I'm just running it, so we are getting answer 40, because 20 plus 50 we are getting 70 in z. 70 minus 30, answer is 40. So here we have seen the third kind of function. In third function, we are taking some inputs and returning a result. So here we have seen, like, we can have different kind of function. First function is not taking any argument and not returning any value. This kind of function just doing some action. Second function we have seen, like, which are taking some inputs, which is arguments, but not returning any value. So that kind of function is taking some inputs, perform action, and just display result. And third kind of functions we have seen, in which we are taking some input, perform some calculation on that, and just returning the value. So it depends if I want to use result of the function in any other place that I can return the value. To return the value, we can use return keyword. Whatever the value you want to return. So here I want to return the value which is stored in this variable. So I have returned this. And whenever you want to return some value, so whatever the value you are returning, check its data type. So data type of this is int. On the place of void, you need to write the data type. If you are not returning any value, you need to write void, means we are not returning any value. So here we have seen all the three kinds of functions. One is not taking any argument, not returning any value. One is taking argument but not returning any value, and other one is taking argument and a return value as well. Now that's my exercise which we want to perform. I want to perform this calculation. So if we understand this calculation, so first we need to perform an addition, and the result of addition we are going to use. In the second, we are going to perform subtraction, and the result of the subtraction will be used in this multiplication. And final result we are going to get from the multiplication means, if we understand this, we are going to return sum result, we are going to return subtraction result, and that result will be used in the multiplication. Multiplication result we don't need to use anywhere else. So in case of the multiplication, we are just going to display the value. I'm coming to my class A and I'm removing these methods. I'm going to create methods as per this requirement. So first I'm going to create a sum method which will take 2 arguments and going to return result. So I'm coming here, public void sum. On the place of void we are going to write int because it's going to return integer value. It will take 2 arguments, int a, int b. Int sum result is equal to a plus b, and we want to return that value. So return sum result. So we have implemented first part like this. Now I want to perform this, and this value is going to return as well. So I'm creating a subtract method, public int subtract. I'm going to return an integer value, int a, int b, int sub result, and a minus b. Return sub result. Now we have implemented this sum which is taking 2 arguments, returning a value. We have implemented this subtraction which is taking 2 arguments and returning a value. Now I want to perform multiplication which will take 2 inputs and just display the result. So I'm going to perform like public void. We are using void because we don't want to return any value. Mul taking 2 arguments, again int a, int b, int mul result is equal to a into b, and just display this result. So mul result. Now all the methods has been created, and now moving to the z, I want to call these methods. So created the object of that class. To call sum, I'm just calling sum method, giving 2 inputs. So what was the inputs? Input was 1 and 100. So I'm giving 1 and 100. It's going to return a value. So whatever the value which will be returned, I'm going to store in a variable with the name sum. So value which is coming as a result of the sum will be stored in this sum variable. I want to call subtract method. So sub, and we need to pass 2 values. So again check 10 and 5. So I'm passing 10, 5, and it's going to return a result. So I'm taking one more variable, that is sub, and whatever the result which is coming of the subtraction, I'm storing into this sub variable. Now I want to call multiplication method. So obj.mul, it want 2 inputs. So first I'm passing sum and other is sub. So if we check what should be the result, so 101, result of the sum is 101, result of minus is 5, 101 into 5 is equal to 505. So if I'm calling it, here we can check, we are getting 505 in result. So we have implemented this simple calculation, And if you implemented this calculation, now you have a good understanding how we can create different kind of methods, where we need to return the value, where we don't want to return. So these are the different type of methods. One more thing I want to update, like here we have created 3 methods, and in all the 3 methods we have taken these arguments, and we are just taking a and b every place. Yes, we can take it because these a and b are defined on the method level. So if we have defined the method level, the scope of this a and b is till this method. So I am declaring same name variables again, and again the scope of a and b will be in this method only. So because scope is till the method, local to the method, we can declare same name variables in each of the method. So here in this session we have seen different type of methods that we can create, and also we have performed a simple exercise in which we are just doing some calculation. That's all we have for this session. Thanks for watching this video.